Hey guys, it's been a while since I did a cooking video, and today we're gonna have a look at how to make mussels with a creamy and a cheesy sauce. It should be quite interesting. It's a recipe I got from my grandmom. So first of all, we gotta start out here by cleaning the mussels. I have about 2 kilos here. Recipe calls for about 1 kilo, so let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do here is check all the mussels. If they're open at this point, that probably means that they're dead, so or at least dying. You can see this one. I'm gonna toss this. You can also try to tap them a little bit and see if they close right away. But yeah, that's dead. See this white stuff? That's just like tube worms. I kept these down by the boathouse for quite a while, waiting for an opportunity to actually cook them. So what we're gonna do here to clean them up is, first of all, we're gonna pull off this. This is like the beard, they call it. It's essentially, it is not dangerous, but it's not exactly appetitely either to eat. It's very like strawy. As for the actual tube worms, I don't care so much. They're not dangerous, but if we wanted to, we could scrub that off as well. Anyway, let me just clean up here. By the way, I've kept these in the fridge overnight because I was kind of lazy and didn't want to go back down to the boathouse this morning. I just kept them really cold. The internet told me that I could keep them there for a couple of days at least, as long as they remain in like good conditions, which is very cold and wet, so that they actually stay alive. You can't really eat them if they're dead because they start developing a lot of bacteria really quick. So it seems like actually both of these shells have survived. I'm actually curious if that top shell also was alive. But we have so many of them here, so I don't feel like I need to take the risk with that. So I'm just going to discard that one. All right, so all the shells here are cleaned up thoroughly. I think this one is alive, like I said, but I'm just going to leave it out because, frankly, this is already so much. The results, you can see it's quite a lot of this beard that you got to pull off. Thankfully, I can keep mine on. Anyway, what we're going to do next here is that we're going to cook up we're going to cut up some vegetables first of all. So we'll leave this on the side here for now. So next step here is that celery needs to be chopped, as does this little chili that I got from my little sister. So little anymore. And then we have some onion as well. I'm going to go with 2 because I really like onion. We're just going to place this other stuff to the side for now. We'll get back to that. All right, so I'm going to add all these vegetables into a pan. First, just going to hack them up into nice little pieces here. And as you can see here, I'm also using the knife that won the knife video. What did I call it? Like 11 or 13 best chef's knives under $50. I still have quite a few of them left in here. This is a cheese grater, Norwegian. Use it to cut cheese. So what we're going to do here is simply hack this all up quickly and nicely here. And we'll get to sautéing the actual veggies. And I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons worth of olive oil here. By the way, my grandfather and grandmother was really happy to see that you guys enjoyed the video so much about how to smoke fish, sitting at over 32,000 viewers already as I'm recording this one. So that's amazing. Curious to see what it is when I put this video out as well. But I'm going to continue to chop here. These veggies, we're going to let them saute here for about 5 minutes. And while that is doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut up this enormous potato that I bought, actually. I'm going to air fry it, so let me just crack that all up. That's satisfying. Yeah, so that's one potato, and I probably have a meal for like 100 people here by the time I'm done. So our veggies here are starting to soften up a bit too. In a moment here, I'm going to deglaze this, but I'm just going to go ahead and put the veggies. But let's just crank some salt on the potatoes first, and a little bit of pepper doesn't hurt either. And let's let that thing work itself out in the background. So I have some white wine here that I've watered down a little bit to have enough, to be honest. So I'm just going to go ahead And I'm gonna deglaze this. So now we are burning off the alcohol here. This usually takes a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna let this sit while I prepare the next steps, which will be to add in the mussels actually. Oh man, it's smelling so good in here. I'm so hungry. I've barely eaten today. Anyway, I think we are going to go ahead and toss the mussels in here now, and I have my lid ready as well. So how many we can actually fit in here, that's another issue that I didn't actually anticipate. And to my brother, yes, I always fill everything to the rim, I know. All right, so let's close that up, and I guess we can let it go for 5 to 7 minutes, I think the recipe called for. In the meanwhile, I just wanted to take a moment here to announce something that's quite exciting. So this summer, me and my father will be recording every single fishing trip that we go on. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I think it's going to be so cool that you get to see like the entire process from start to finish throughout the day. Some days are good, some not so good, some nice weather, some end up being so rough that I hang over the edge throwing up. It's going to be fun. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I'm so excited about this channel now that you guys are starting to get quite a big channel actually. It'll be passing 2,000 subscribers the other day. Amazing. So yeah, let me just finish this up, and I'm actually going to remove the mussels from the pot next, and then we'll be blitzing up the remaining liquid. Toast these good old French fries in the making, and I'm also going to cut up and toast some bread to soak up that beautiful liquid that we'll get here once these things are done. I'm so hungry. Oh, that looks good. You want to have a closer look too? So one important thing I've been told at this point is to remove any of the mussels that are not open, because that is also not a good sign. So I'm going to pick these out. I need my tongs wherever I place those. Oh man, I'm so excited about this one. Oh, it's been so long since I did cooking videos for you guys too. It's been I think the last one was actually the final video after the monkfish month. If you didn't know, I ate monkfish for an entire month. And I tried like so many different recipes. I made a cooking book even. So this one, I think I'm going to discard. It's not open at all. So the next step here is that we're going to blitz up the soup, I guess we can call it. And this is actually something that ChatGPT told me. So that's quite interesting. I've had ChatGPT, my grandmother's recipe, and I asked if they had any suggestions, like modifications I could make. And it did, and that was to blitz this up. It also suggests adding some muscat, however it's pronounced, in there. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how it works out as well. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the whole thing. So we look like we are shell-free here. So I'm going to blitz this up. You have to remember when I make the recipe for this, I'm making a recipe over on the website too. So if you want to cook this yourself, you can check that out for exact measurements and stuff. Alright, so that worked out surprisingly well. I do suspect that there was a tiny bit of like shell fragments in there, but we'll have to see about that. Stay tuned. Alright, so next we're going to add the remaining ingredients here. So it's cream. This is blue cheese. My grandmother did to recommend adding a little bit of like starch, like cornstarch, to thicken up the soup. We're also going to pop some lemon in there. Now, I know maybe some of you don't like this, but so I'm going to use this from a can because I don't have anything else. So I guess about 2 tablespoons would be plenty. Is that like a lemon? And this is quite interesting as well. So this is other thing that ChatGPT told me to add in, and that is going to be Dijon mustard. Half a tablespoon, I suppose. It said that it would help like to even out the cheese and add a little bit extra umami in here. We're going to add fish sauce. I realized that this is not for everyone. I spent a lot of time in Asia. I love it. So pop that in there. Just add some extra fishiness to the mixture. And lastly, we have the muscat. I'm going to go quite gentle with this. So here we have spice, rice, and everything nice, or whatever the Powerpuff Girls say. So let's let this boil for a couple of minutes. Oh, now it smells amazing. Oh, wow. That That really added something. I wonder what it was that. So anyway, I'm just gonna let it sit there for like 3 minutes and then we'll add back in the mussels. Okay, time to plate. Everything is ready and it's a total mess here. Sorry about it. I think I have come to a conclusion that there must have been some fragment in there because I found like a tiny little piece when I dug around. So I guess the lowerest layer of soup there might be a little bit iffy to eat. We'll see how hungry I am. It looks like a lot of food. All right, so for the plating, there are a few different ways to do this. We could add the mussels back into the soup. My grandparents said that they prefer to eat it with the soup on the side and then I like keep the mussels for themselves. I'm gonna try to mix and match a little bit. So I'm gonna plate it kind of weirdly here. And for our final touch, I have some chives, which I'm kind of excited to go into the garden and plant after this too. I'm just gonna garnish a little bit with that. So the moment we have all been waiting for here, or at least I have, let's give it a test. Figured knife and fork. No, knife and fork. Getting my word jumbled up here. Spoon and fork would be nice. So let's try a little bit of this. It smells heavenly. It really smells quite fishy. No, not fishy, but like cheesy. As you can see here. So taste test. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. It's super creamy. There is so many different tastes. You can taste everything from the chili to the cheese to the cream to the... It's just an explosion in my mouth of taste. Wow, that's good. My phone is almost out of battery, so I'm gonna call it off here. If you enjoyed this video, I have tons more on the channel. I can link my cooking playlist right here. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. As I said, link in the description if you